Are you ready to quickly and easily create awesome pins that people just can't wait to click on? Well, you're in the right place because I am Jen Tokenyuk, your digital CEO, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use editable templates in Canva to quickly create beautiful pins. So if you just happened here by accident, I'm so thrilled that you're here. Make sure that you click the link below in the description because it's going to give you the links to these pin templates so you can follow along with me. Also, this is video one of a 5-part video series on how to reboot your Pinterest account and create an awesome strategy. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure that when you go to click on these things that you subscribe and get the whole series. So here we go. These are the pin templates that you will receive when you opt in down below. So there are 12 different templates. There are 6 of these short templates, which are 1,000 pixels by 1,500 pixels. They're in the optimal ratio for Pinterest, which is the 2:3 ratio. You always want to make sure that your pins are tall and not in the horizontal landscape position. This is why having pins on your blog embedded is so important if you want people to be sharing your content. If you don't give people a pin, the only option that they have a lot of the time is the horizontal image that you've uploaded as your blog image. And that doesn't go well on Pinterest. So we want to make sure that if you want people to share on Pinterest, that you give them something that works. So there's 6 templates here in the 1,000 by 1,500 pixel. And then this is the second set of templates. These are 700 by 1,550. So these are the long, skinny ones that you see out there in the Pinterest feed. These are also just fine because they are in the portrait mode. So let's start with the short ones because these are the ones that I tend to use all the time. All you're going to do is click on Use Template and make sure that you have a Canva account. If you don't have a Canva account yet, make sure to click through and you can get a free Canva account before you do this and put in your email address, and it's completely free. Canva also does have paid versions, and I'll show you why I use the paid version. One of the main reasons is because I can share these templates with you without you having to make a copy or risking you editing my copies. Without the paid version of Canva, I can still share templates, but whenever you edit them, you edit my copies. So for me, paying $9.99 a month for Canva is well worth it for that, plus a couple other things that I'm going to show you along the way. So Pinterest templates. I know many of you are thinking, why do I want a template? Because if all these people are using these templates, isn't everybody's stuff going to look the same? But if you use the templates properly and you really go through and you edit them and use your brand colors, the fonts that you prefer, change in and out the photos, you're going to see that these templates, they don't end up looking alike. So for example, these are the first 6 templates. These are the short templates that came in the link below. Okay. So there's 6 different templates. These were designed by a friend of mine named Carly. Carly has a monthly pin subscription that I subscribe to, and she was very sweet to offer 12 templates to you guys completely for free because you're part of my audience. So enjoy these because they're amazing. So here's the 6 templates. Now, what I want to show you is that I have used these 6 templates to create my own pins. So, excuse me. For example, this one I edited to look like that. So this looks nothing like that to me, other than the fact that it does have, some bars up here. The fonts are similar, but they're not exactly the same. But I was able to create a totally different looking pin using this template. Okay, so here's another example. This is the second template in your pack. I was able to edit this to make it look like that. So it doesn't look anything like this. I mean, it does a little bit, but it definitely gave me a jumping off point to be able to put in my brand colors. Same thing with this. I was able to edit this to get the no fluff guide to setting up my blog. So that's a good example. Now, the long pins, I used to hate long pins. I'm not going to lie. I like the ones that I embed on my blog to be the 1,500 by 1,000 size or 1,000 by 1,500. I don't like to embed long pins on my blog. So When I first downloaded these long templates, I loved the look of them, but I didn't want them to be long. So if you click through here, what you'll see is that we are going to get these long templates, right? Um, what I did in the beginning, and you'll see this when I go and show you my examples, was I went over to File. Well, actually, I made a copy first. This is something you guys need to know. Always make a copy. So when you get these and you get them in there, I want you to make a copy that's a working copy. That way you'll always have this unedited master copy sitting there to use for years and years and years to come. Okay, so you just click make a copy. It's going to be called copy of copy. And you can change this to master copy or whatever you like by changing it up here. So master copy, infinite traffic, and then just hit enter, and that now is that. If you want to save these in a file, you can create a folder, which I've done for my pin templates, and that way they're really easy to find later. So now that we have a copy, what you can do with this is you can resize it. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to 1000 by 1500. Okay. And you can either copy and resize or just resize. So if you want to skip the middleman, but I like to know that I have my copy before I resize it. So we're going to resize this. And now we have 6 pins that are horizontal. Now, obviously, or not horizontal, that are short. Obviously, everything is smushed to the middle of these pins, but what I'm going to show you is that it's very, very simple to copy everything in here and stretch it. So inside of Canva, if you're not used to using Canva, you can multi-select things by hovering over them. You'll get a blue box and then you click. Okay, so now that's highlighted. Now let's say I want to highlight the text as well. If I hold the shift key and click, now both things are highlighted. And I can go through here and I can click and highlight every single thing in here. Okay. Oops. Sorry, guys. Okay. Of course, while I'm recording, sometimes that happens. What I want to show you is, if I can make it do it. Sorry. Okay, now I can group this by hitting the group button. And then, oops, I missed a piece, but I can go back and get it. But you get the theory here. So I can grab it and make the whole thing bigger so that it fits into my window. Now, what I did with these pins is, if you see my copy, because I like to show you guys exactly how this works. See how when I brought this over here, how it made it shrink into the center. See, before and then after, okay? Now what I did with this was I was able to take this pin and turn it into that. So again, it doesn't look like the same pin at all. And literally I did that by just dragging, dropping, pulling these circles out. And you can do a lot of playing in Canva. But that group thing is really important when you're trying to grab multiple things. To hit shift, hold down shift the whole time, select everything you want to select, then you can drag it around, you can group, and then you can ungroup. Okay. Oops, I locked it. If you lose your, oh, there's the ungroup. But there's also a lot of things in here like for positioning and duplicating that sometimes you'll lose something on your bar that you don't know where the heck it went to. Check under the little dots. Okay, so you'll see here again, I was able to take these pins that started out like this and turn them into totally different pins. So that one turned into that. This one, which I was showing you before, I was able to make multiple pins. And actually, I've made multiple pins out of most of these. But this pin ended up turning into this pin, this pin. Hold on. Let me refresh this because, of course, my photos went away. Whenever you're recording your screen, Things go slow. There we go. Okay, so this pin was able to turn into this pin. See? By changing colors. That pin, which is a totally different pin to Pinterest because I changed some colors in there. And then I also used it to make that pin, which definitely looks nothing like that. So a couple things to note. I always save my colors in here. I have brand colors that I use all the time. My brand colors are these two colors, okay? I'm able to save that in the pro version of Canva, which is really convenient. That way I'm not typing in hex codes to make sure that I get my exact colors every time. They pop up every time. So anything that has this little crown off to the side is a pro feature. But Canva also added this really cool new feature, which it'll take the colors that are in any photo that you choose and it'll give you all the photos here or all the colors here that are in the photo, which is a really cool thing for accent colors and making sure everything blends. The other thing I want you guys to be aware of is photos. So let me go up to one that actually, let's go to this photo. Okay, so let's say we're going to photos and we're going to replace this photo, okay? The beautiful thing about having the pro version of Canva is that it comes with a lot more photos than what comes in the free version. And anything that's paid for, less people use them. Same thing with templates. If it's something that's paid for, you're gonna find a lot less people use them versus the free stuff that's out there. So I always pay for stuff when I can within reason. So whenever I'm searching for photos in here, I'm always going to use this pro thing. Premium, these photos are not included even with your pro membership. But I never use the free photos. I just uncheck it. I don't even want to see them because I know that these are the same photos that show up over and over and over again on Pinterest and they hurt your visibility overall. So whenever I'm looking for a photo, I go down here by clicking this, select Pro, and hit Apply Filters. Now the only photos that I'm going to see in here are photos that are actually paid photos. So again, they're not used as much. You can type in things, you can see all your recently used photos as well as, let's say I want another frustrated girl. Okay, I'm going to get a ton of, well, I guess I should have said woman, but you get a bunch of different people that are frustrated. Like this would be another really good one for, for a pin like this. And you can go in here and you can just drop it in. Double click it. Oh, she looks so sad. And then the other thing you can also do with photos is you can adjust their brightness. So if you kind of want it blurred out in the background, I might actually use this. But, again, with all of these photos, I have a lot of, well, not a lot, but I have a couple of stock photo memberships. I'll be completely honest with you. It's a pain to go over to those and pull photos and bring them into Canva. And I tend to find better paid photos in here with my pro subscription. So there you go. You want to make sure that your titles of your pins align to the titles of your blog post. When we go to embed these pins in your blog post later, what you'll find is that if the name of the pin, when you download this, and the title that's actually on the pin, if those things align to your blog post, Pinterest really likes that. So let's pretend that we've just finished this pin, okay? We're gonna go, and this is how you download this. So you click download, PNG is just fine for this. We wanna keep the size the same. Don't make it too much smaller or it looks like kind of blurry on Pinterest. And then just download the page you want, okay? So we only want page 2. So I would download this to my computer. Don't use the upload to Pinterest through here because trust me, you don't want to do that. And okay, then it's going to ask you what to save it as. You can choose whatever you want to call it. So let's say this was an email pin. Well, wait a minute. Create an email freebie in Canva. Okay, and then it's going to save it as create an email freebie in Canva .png, which is exactly what we want. This also gives your pins a really good shot of showing up on Google, instead of just downloading them as image one or, pin. So then you would go ahead and click save. I'm not going to do that because I already have it saved. And now we have our brand new pin. So play around with these templates. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever, but Canva's just fun to play in. You can, change the colors of different things just by clicking on them. Uh, you know, you can, there's so many different things, and there's so many different fonts. Canva standard, the free version, comes with a ton of fonts, but it also comes with a ton of premium fonts. And if you do have the premium subscription, you have the ability to upload your own brand fonts, which is really convenient because I know for me, I have a few brand fonts that aren't included in Canva, and they really make my pins stand out because nobody else is using them. So Pinterest really likes fresh, unique images. And the more unique photos, content, fonts that you can use, the more you're going to stand out. So go ahead, get that first pin downloaded, and tomorrow we are going to move on to the next step, which is writing an amazing SEO optimized description for your brand new pin. See you tomorrow.